Welcome to my channel. So be a showstopper in this trendy and stunning side dress. So I will show you how to achieve this style. It's so easy and you too can make this for yourself. So the fabric I'll be using for this tutorial video is a pattern light crepe and a thick lycra and my zip. Ensure you use a lightweight for the side drapes and a thick lycra. So here is my pattern paper. So I'll mark up the startup line like so. I'll rule it out with a straight line. Then I'll mark my chest line. So my bust round divided by 6, and I'll add 2.5 inches. That's the length of my chest line. I'll mark my waist length. I'll also mark the hip length. So I am Delicious Favor. So after marking the hip length, I'm going to rule it out with a straight line. Then I'll also mark the knee length. Okay, I'll mark the knee length like so. I'll mark it with a straight line. So I will leave the rest for the full length. So mind you, I'm going to be adding more inches to the dress. Okay, so I already make all my measurements. So I'll mark the shoulder divided by 2. My shoulder is 16, divided by 2 is 8.5. So I'll mark it with a straight line. I'll connect with a straight line. So for my kimono sleeve, I'll go out by 10 inch. I'll mark it. So at the armhole line, I'll come down by 6 inches. So I'll just mark it like so. 6 inches. So I'll mark 9 inches. So I need my kimono sleeve to extend. So I'll be marking 10 inches. 11 inches, I mean. Then I'll also mark 10 inches, okay? So I'll just connect it like so, okay? I'll connect it like so. So then I'll mark my bust round. I'll mark my bust round. So your bust round divided by 4. So I'll connect my kimono sleeve to the bust round. Okay, so I'll come down by 1 inch, by 2 inches at the neck width. Then I'll use my French cuff to connect it. Okay, to connect it to my kimono sleeve like so. Okay, so I'm connecting it. So it will have like this boat neckline. Okay, so I'll connect it like so. So I've connected the neckline. So I'll divide my waist by 4. Then I'll mark it. Then I'll connect my bust round to the waist. Okay, then I also connect the hip and the knee length all the way down like so. Okay, so at the waist I'll come down by 1 inch. Okay, because I want my side drapes to start from there. So I will connect it. I'll connect my side drapes down to my knee length like so. So for the side drapes, I'll start marking the line, okay, in a slant line like so, starting from the center front to the hip. You see the way I'm marking it. So I'm going to be stopping after my knee to mark my bust dart. So I'll measure the bust height. My bust height is 11 inches. I'll connect with a straight line. So I also come down from my bust height by 2 inches. Then I'll go in by 4 inches. Okay, so I'll connect my bust dart like so. Okay, so I'm done with the front. So there is the back. So I'll also mark the startup line of ½ inch. So I'll connect it to a straight line like so. Then I'll mark my chest length. Okay, your chest length is your bust round divided by 6. Then you add 2.5 inches. So that's your chest length. So I'll also mark my back waist length. So the back and the front waist length are different. Okay, so I'll connect the back waist length. Then I'll also mark my hip, my back hip. I'll mark it like so. Okay, after marking it, I'll connect it with a straight line. I'll also mark my knee length, so I'll mark the knee length like so. I'll connect with a straight line. So I'll mark my shoulder divided by 2. Okay, and I'll connect with a straight line. So my kimono sleeve, I'll be coming out from the measurement by 11 inches. Okay, then I'll go down by 6 inches. Then I'll go in by 10 inches like so. I also mark my bust round divided by 4. So I'll connect the kimono sleeve to my bust round like so. Okay, so I'll divide my waist round by 4. Okay, and I'll also mark it. So mind you, this is a lycra, so you need to minus 2 inches from your bust round and your waist round. So just leave the hip measurement. Okay, so I've already connected them. All right, so I'll also mark the length all the way down like so to the full length. So I've marked it. So at the So I'll go down by 1 inch at the neckline, then I'll connect it to the kimono sleeve like so. So I'll go in by 1 inch for back tightening, and I'll connect it to my chest line with my ruler like so, and I also connect it to the hip like so, okay, to get rid of back puff and to tighten my back. So you go down by 1 inch after the back waist, and you connect the side drapes to the nail like so, okay. So I've connected them like so. So I need to tighten my my neckline, so I'll divide it into 2. I'll mark it, then I'll mark 2 inches and mark ½ inch and connect like the dart like so, okay. So I need to widen the side drapes. I widen it. I also mark the lines. So I'm done marking, so I'll close my darts, my front, and I'll cut out the front, okay. So I'm cutting out the front. I also cut out the side drapes. All right, so I've cut that out. I also indicate the side and the center, okay, so that I will not make mistake. So I will place the front to the back, and because I need to mark out the lines, okay, I need the lines to be equal, okay. So I've already marked out the lines on the back pattern. So I'll mark out my side drapes lines like so with my ruler, okay. So I'll connect them like so, okay. And I'll also indicate them by writing the front and back. So after writing them, I'll cut out the back and also cut out the back side drapes, okay. So if you like this tutorial, please give this video a big thumbs up. Let me know where you are watching this from. So I'll cut out the hip line. I'll cut the back and the front through the hip line because I need to, use my sellotape to sellotape them together. I'm sellotaping them separately, okay. So I'll place my tape. I'll also make notches. Then I will place it like so, okay. So I'll also join the front and the back together and use my masking tape to sellotape it down. So you see that the front length is shorter, okay. So I'll bring another paper and place it. Then I'll use my masking tape to hold the paper down together and cut out the excesses, okay. So I'm done with the skirt. So here is the top. So I also tighten the neckline of the top like so. So I marked the midpoint. I came down by 2 inches. That's that line. Then I also mark ½ inch and connect it. So I'll use my masking tape to close off the dart like so. I also close off the back dart, okay. So here is the front and the back pattern. So I'll be reducing the measurement by 2 inches. This I'm going to place this on my lycra. I did not minus 2 inches. So I already minus 2 inches from my pattern, okay. So make sure you minus it down before you start to measure, okay. So I'll cut it out like so. Then I'll cut out my back puff. I'll close off my front dart with my masking tape, okay, before I transfer. So here is the back pattern. So I'll be marking my zipper measurement of ½ inch, okay, because this is lycra. I do not want it to be too much. So I'm also adding ½ inch by the sides, okay. So you can leave the seam allowance, don't add any allowance, okay, because no, this is stretchy. I'm going to be cutting out the back like so, okay. So I'm cutting it like so. So when you are cutting, make sure that you place this the stretchy side together, okay. You fold the stretchy side, okay, together. So I also notch the zipper side like so, and I also mark that this is the back, okay. You see that it's stretchy. So I'll place the front pattern. I'll fold my lycra together and I'll unfold, okay. Then I'll place the front pattern at that folded part of my lycra fabric. So I'll use my pin to pin that down. So I'll extend the bust dart to my fabric, okay. I'll extend it like so. And I also mark ½ inch at the kimono sleeve. So I'll trace out the paper pattern on my fabric like so. So I'll be adding little seam allowance at the down part, okay. So I'm done connecting. I'm done marking. I'll cut out the front pattern. So I'm cutting it out like so. So I've cut it. So here is the front. So I'll open it up like so, you see. I'll also notch the bust that I'm notching it by the side. So here's the front. So I'll just put it down. So here is the front and the back. So I'll cut out facing for this front and back pattern. I'll cut out the facing because I'm going to use to turn the neckline of my front and back. Okay, so I'll cut out the sharp point at the top. I'll cut it out. It's not a must for you to cut it out, so you can just sew yours like that. So here is my side drapes. Okay, so I will also number it. Okay, I'm numbering it like so that I will not make mistake, because when I cut it out and start placing on my fabric, so in case if one remove, I will not make mistakes. So I'll cut out the front pattern. So mind you, I fold my fabric. I use these 3 yards of fabric. I fold it into 2. Okay, so it's long. Then you mark the midpoint, the middle of the fabric. Once you have folded it, you mark the middle. Then you place your pattern, your side drapes pattern on it. Okay, so I'm going to be leaving 1 inches. Okay, so if you want your own side drapes, if you want it to be fuller, the down part, you can get like 4 or 5 yards. Okay, then you fold them into 2 and you place it. Okay, so as I'm placing it, I'll be pinning it down. All right, I'll be pinning it down. So make sure that middle line, make sure they are together. Make sure they follow that line, especially the middle where the joining is. Make sure that it's straight. Okay, so I'll pin it down like so. So I'll be marking 1 inch all the way down. So after marking 1 inch, I'll use my pins to secure it down. Okay, so it's good as you are cutting your pieces, make sure you are placing them on your fabric. Don't just cut everything down and keep. No, just because this is much, so that you will not make mistake when placing the pattern. So as you cut one, you place it on your pattern and you pin before you cut the second one. Okay, so let me know if you have any questions. You can ask me questions in the comment section. I'll answer you. Okay, so I'll be pinning it down. So this takes a lot of time, so make sure as you are placing it, just take your time to pin it. Don't be in a hurry. Okay, so I'll be placing it one after the other till I get to the last piece. Okay, you see that those they are together. Okay, so you see the way I'm placing it. So I'll shift the fabric up, so I'll be cutting it like so. I'm placing. So I'm done placing them. So I'll be marking 1/2 inch or 1 inch like so in a slant line. Make sure that your lines are slant. Okay, all the way to the hem. I also add 10 extra inches to the length. Okay, so you see the way I'm connecting it. So I also connect it up. Okay, so I'm adding 1 inch at the sides. Okay, so as you are connecting, make sure you are connecting them in a slant line. It should not be straight, in a slant line all the way to the hem line like so. Okay, so you see this is the hem line. I connect it in a slant line all the way to the hem line. So I've connected the part. You know, it's kind of full, so I'll cut it out like so. Okay, so it's easy. I'll cut it out like so. Okay, so after cutting out, so I'm going to be notching the middle, the mid part, and I also notch the nail where the slash stop. I will notch it. I also notch the side. So for the back, make sure you notch 2 so that you know that this is the back. Okay, make 2 notches at the back, they leave the front. So here is the front. I've already cut a facing for the front and for the back. Okay, and here is the side drape. So check the next video for the part 2.